Good day, good day. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jay, and this is Homeschool Your Kids Podcast. Today we have with us Kesha. Kesha, introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Kesha James. I am a homeschooling mama, a mompreneur, an educator, facilitator, creator. They're all the things.
All of it. Yes. So tell us about some of the things you have created.
Yes. One of of course, my little one is the greatest creation that I have created.
Right. How old is he?
He is 8.
Yes, okay.
He is 8 now. But even considering him, one of the second best things that I've created was the Experiential Learning Co-op that had him in mind. I started at his kindergarten year, pretty much because I have a background in education. I was like, okay, learning is through play at the earliest ages, but then that, what do you want to call it? Influence, I guess, came upon me where it's like, oh my gosh, I have to get serious now. Like, what do I do with him? And
he's 5.
Yes, I know the pressure, the external pressures, but
Right.
And even that traditional wiring, honestly, is what got me there. But from it came a great thing. It was an experiential learning co-op. We've been operating it since. So it's been 3-4 years now, and it's grown, doubled in size every year that I've run it. From that, I'm looking to start a micro school service this fall. So I'm excited about that.
That is exciting.
As I'm in the process of finding local illustrators to illustrate some children's books that I have, manuscript that I've created some time ago. Been sitting on stuff, trying to push through fear and the overthinking.
Right. Yeah. Gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I know it. But yes, just creating a flow and a system so that this homeschooling journey is a memorable one for him as well as me, because I only got the one. So.
I know, right? I mean, but you have time. Like, don't act like you can only have the one. You know, I still want to have more. Keisha, don't do that. Like, my oldest is 12. Well, we gonna have gaps, okay? But you still you can have another or 2 or 3. Like, it's all on you, you know. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. All right, so boom, boom. Didn't know about the micro school, so that's new. Okay. But you also have some other babies that have been flourishing.
Homeschool families. Homeschool Your Kids Expo and Homeschool Beats Academy are teaming up to bring you a day of real support and real inspiration. Come explore curriculum and enrichment, meet trusted vendors, and connect with the homeschool community. And at our featured Expo stop, meet Homeschool Beats Academy and see how students ages 7 to 18 can create original music through beat making and production with parent-friendly guidance. Get dates and details at homeschoolyokidsexpo.com.
Yes.
You got a lot going on. Look.
I do. And it's so much. I feel like at times there's not enough time in the day. I feel like I get so many downloads, and spending time with other homeschooling families, and even through my own self-reflection and the things that I feel like I need. I'm just like, oh, we can do this. Oh, you should do that. But it's, like I said, it's just about... Well, as an Aries, now I realize I need to do things right when I feel the nudge.
Think about it.
Fire's there to get it done, because it'll start to simmer and dissipate. And it's like, oh, it just gets added to the list of, okay, these are all the great things that I want to do one day. But yeah, things have been flourishing and growing. I've been doing things. I'm a part of curriculum agents as well. They're the ones that we're going to be doing the micro school for, but we've been doing educational designing and facilitating educational workshops. And that's been a change too, because we started out just providing educational resources for homeschooling families and supplemental resources for parents who have their children in traditional schooling. But we've explored from that and done a Boss Kids series, including a Boss Kids guide on the website. We've are doing summer programs through the local library system. It's just been things. I'll be speaking at Homeschool Your Kids this year again. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, ma'am.
But yes, I'm really just about expanding on the experiential learning co-op, because from that birthed such a great community that I couldn't have even fathomed. I was terrified to even start it, because when I received that download, I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to participate in a thing. But the need was there and it wasn't already in existence for us. So, I was like, all right, I'll create the thing. And it just took off from there. So it's kind of the basis behind the micro school. It's behind even the community that I'm starting on Mighty Networks. Like, I really want to target providing resources and support in a holistic way for homeschool families, because there's so many moving parts to it. It's not just, which curriculum am I going to choose? It's, how am I feeling today? Am I there? Am I healthy? Am I well?
Well, let's start there. Yes.
Man, it's so much. And it's evolved. Even for me, I've realized that it's been, now looking back, that each year, or it just, the journey of it all is a different season. And you just have to figure out what season you're in when it comes to homeschooling. So whether that's you're planting the seed, you're brand new, or you're resetting at the beginning of the school year, what do you need for yourself? What does your child need? And sometimes we're pushing and moving like we're in summer, expecting like, everything's already be there. When it's like, no, you're supposed to be
I love summer.
in winter right now, resting. And I'm a spring baby. My birthday is in
I love
March,
spring
so
too. That's my favorite.
In between.
The weather is like,
Homeschool families, are you ready to refresh your plans for the year? Join us at the Homeschool Yo Kids Expo. Meet curriculum and enrichment vendors, discover new programs, and connect with a community that gets it, all in one place. Come with questions, leave with real options. Get event details and register now at homeschoolyokidsexpo.com. That's homeschoolyokidsexpo.com.
Yeah. Especially, us being in Arizona, girl, it's real. Like, spring, it's real. Like, it's February. It's going to be 80 something all next week. So,
my gosh.
So I love that. But okay, so what is this experiential? Is it experiential?
Yes, experiential learning. So essentially, while I was home with my son during the pandemic, I was able to observe him during his play. And I came to realize, not even just through observation, but through some of the things we were doing, because we were traveling at the time, we were going out for walks and things like that. I just recognized that he learns from maybe reading about the thing first, or seeing something about it, and then us going out and trying or doing it. And it just like really stuck with him in that way. He's very much a hands-on learner. Mm-hmm. So when the idea came to me, I'm like, Experiential Learning Co-op. Okay, well, after attending some homeschool meetings, it was mentioned, I need socialization for my child, or I just need support with certain subjects because I'm not good at this, and I need support with this. So I made notes, and I want to say like a year passed, and I didn't really see anything come from it from the meeting. So I pulled the notes back out. And again, this was when he was entering kindergarten. So I'm like, okay, how can I utilize this? These are the needs from other families who have been in it longer than me even. So and then they even shared about, like us being a community and just having that support. Mm-hmm. So with the experiential piece, essentially what we were doing was all the families were coming together. We would rotate who would lead the activity or session for that day. And then we would go on a field day that correlated with whatever was discussed at that session. So each parent got to hone in on their areas of expertise and their specialties, from fitness to English to science and math to social emotional learning. And we would just create stations that have all different hands-on activities that children can rotate around them freely. And we would like have supporting things like maybe YouTube videos that correlated with it. But it was very much a hands-on thing, and it allowed for us to really become a community because we were coordinating essentially what we were going to show our kids in these sessions and then spending time together, quality time together out on these excursions. So it blossomed from that. The kids, it was really memorable. The children loved it. And like I said, it grew because originally we had just 2 people. It was just my son and one other child. And I remember it wasn't necessarily a quote, but it was like a podcast I was listening to. And they were like, just start. Even if one person is there, like you're still doing something. And then after literally that next season, it doubled in size. And then the season after, it doubled in size again. And it just continued to grow. And it wasn't even a thing of like marketing it or anything. It was all word of mouth. It was me just simply putting it into one of the homeschool groups on Facebook, but primarily word of mouth. And it just continued to grow. And the alignment just continued to show. Because like I said, those seasons that pop up and have you where it's like, whew, like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Like, I don't know. And
Should I edit? Like, I need to revise some things. Yes.
Yeah. But I continuously get those messages of alignment. And that is what keeps me going, because I'll be like, oh, just when I think it's like, oh, maybe we should look into this. He's getting to this age where it's kind of out of your wheelhouse. Because I had the infants and the toddlers and the twaddlers when I was teaching. So the older he gets, I'm like, woo, like, well, what are we doing now?
Let us learn together. Like, what are we doing today?
That part. And then when I looked at it that way, because truthfully, I don't remember anything about when I was in school. So even to pull from that would be like, it's more of a thing like, we're going to learn this together. He's teaching me. Sometimes we're learning together, and sometimes I'm teaching him. So, but the alignment has really, really kept me going throughout the years, from him going to a summer camp, and the 2 best buds that he made there were homeschool children out of everybody in the camp. Like, wow. Like, of all the children, that's
people always find you. That's why I be telling people, like, just start, and they're just gonna, like, people gonna just gravitate. You can be like, oh, what y'all do? And, oh, we homeschool too. Like, what? I mean, they just find you. They find you. That is beautiful.
It really, really does. Even down to us relocating. We used to live out Hampton Roads, and we had our community there already. So moving to the Richmond area, it's like, okay, let's see if they have the same, activities and things like that. And at first it's like, it's kind of, there's things and there's programs, but there's not like activities, like a lot of but I don't know if I'm still filling it out because it's my first year here. So give me grace, Richmond, if I'm like missed something, but like a lot of the libraries offer programs. We would essentially piece like the day together. So we would do science at a library. We would go to an art class here, and that's what I'm kind of looking for and seeking here. But true to our homeschooling nature, even going to the libraries, they're like, yeah, we did that, but nobody really showed up. Or we tried that before, but I'm like, yeah, it's hit or miss. But, so those are the times where that'll hit me. And so like even us taking a walk through the neighborhood, I saw a little boy riding his bike. And I look at my watch and I'm like, what time kids get on nowadays? I don't.
It's always the first thing. Like, wait, what time is it? Okay. Okay. I think we found somebody.
Like, I don't remember. So at first I was going to keep walking, but something told me to turn around, and I spun around and I said, I don't want to scare you, but it's like, Mom, or anyone nearby? And he's like, oh, my grandma's on the porch. So I go up to her and I'm like, hi, is he a homeschooler? And she said, yeah, he's like the youngest of 5. And he's like she used to be a teacher, but his mom, she has one that is in college, I think 2 that were high school, one that was like middle school. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and it was on a day, once again, where I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Like, what? And then I'm like, okay. So when the signs come, I'm like, all right, what are like, how do we like get this, to like, what do I need to do? Or, what do I need to change or what? Like, but yeah, like I said, it's just the seasons. Some seasons you're planting the seeds, so you don't see any of the growth yet because it hasn't penetrated the soil. Then it's like, oh, now I do see some growth. Let me water this. Or let me see what, it needs to be able to grow better. So it's really some periods. It's just a season of rest where you feel like you're neglecting them and you're like, look, I just, I want to, but I don't feel. It's like,
this is for all of us. Okay. Know that this break is for all of us.
Exactly.
Because I like you and I want you to keep liking me. Okay.
Exactly. But
nice. So with this co-op,
yes,
y'all are moving forward with
just grow. Yes. So I love the way that we are able to each contribute our individual areas of expertise. So the thought behind the micro schools to operate a few days out of the week would have like a virtual day, maybe like that Monday, and then Tuesday through Thursday offer different courses, but have it set up similar to like high school where you get to pick your classes. So it's like, oh, I want him to take piano. He's into, art, and he'll do coding. And the parents will pick what courses they want their child to be in, and then still dedicate Fridays to an experiential day, whether it's an organized trip or just suggested, excursions that they go on, but it all ties back to what they're learning. And even to utilize having parents facilitate it, because I just love how when we're passionate about something and when we really know our stuff, like how the children can see that. And not to mention it helps parents financially, because that is definitely a struggle when it comes to homeschooling, especially if you're a single parent like I am. But even the ones who aren't, because a lot of the parents who aren't single are the stay-at-homes. So it's still one income coming in. And it's, especially right now, it's something else. So
girl,
I love that part. I'm really big on that holistic part, a way to serve the child through the parent. So supporting the parent in all the ways, whether it's their own mental wellness, whether it's their financial wellness, whether it's support where they feel like they lack in certain things. I just really want to shape that part of it when it comes to the community, because I see the needs there and I'm like, all right, well, if I needed it and my people in the co-op needed it, then I'm pretty sure it expands beyond us. So
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got to connect with Bernita Bradley. I know she's probably like, girl, you always saying my name, but she is like, we got to hang out with their co-op, which essentially is like a micro school, but they just say it's a co-op. But they have a space and everything. It's called Engage Detroit. She's in Detroit. But just the community, they do the same thing. Like they do the parent-led instruction. It's a la carte. So whatever you want to sign up for. My girls got to partake in a sustainability class. They were in a dance class. And we were just there for like 3 or 4 days, and we were just like amazed, and we got to see their award ceremony. They did instruments. Bernita gave them violins. Like, it's just a dope space. Yes. It was just really dope. And so I'm always thinking about her when I'm hearing about co-ops and like, what people are creating. Cause I love that. I love when an individual sees a need for something and says, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start that because We need that. And that's always the thing. Like if you see something lacking or you can't find what you're looking for, you are it. You are it.
Exactly.
It's on you. Okay, boo. It is. So I love that you took that initiative with just another person, like, just one other person, like, hey, our sons can play together and we're going to be like this. And then it just kept going, and look at you now. I'm talking about a micro school of like, I love that. I love it. Yes.
I'm excited because it's like you said, it's a need, and it's something that I want for my child along with, other children, and especially where we are now, because the support that I had in Hampton Roads, he was able to go to home, like I said, the activities and things in the area, but there was also a homeschool extension program. There was just so much. And like I said, it's still like trying to find those things here. And I know it's leading me to, because even when I moved up here, my co-op was like, oh, are you going to start like a chapter there? And then we can, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, about all that. Slow your roll, please.
I guess a lot of work, but but I do. I do see a need. I told him, hey, if y'all can support like the one that's there and it can flow well, I'm open to it. So, but yeah, I am excited to provide things for these little ones and make their experiences, a great one, because
exactly. Yes, ma'am. How did you get on this journey? How did you get here as to even homeschooling? And I know we talked about it before, but we're gonna pretend like we haven't.
Yes. So when I was in preschool, I was fell in love with the idea of having my own school, interestingly enough. And it was a Black
when you were in preschool, when you were teaching preschool, or you were?
No, this is when I was a child. I was a child.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Right. And remember it all. But that's
man.
And I was like, oh, I want to do that. So it was me pulling my cousins into the room and playing school on weekends or using my Barbie doll. Like it was just babysitting clubs and keeping, children in the neighborhood. So I knew from a very early age, like I want to support young children. And for me, the younger, the better, because I felt like if you set that foundation, that lasting impression, no matter what they went through as they got older, they would remember you. Like they will remember that. So that's where it started. Then life happened. I went to school, got the degree, started teaching. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have it in time for me when I have my kids, because I want them to be able to benefit from being at my program. So I tried the family day home. I tried to get and I had all the things, like people were supporting it, giving me the furniture and the blankets and everything. And I must have toted this stuff from, I think, at least between 3 different homes before finally like, oh, I'm about to have a baby now. So I was like, well, my school's not here yet. What am I going to do? And thankfully, at the time, I ended up getting hired to work at another child care center. So he was able to come with me because I was more in the administrative roles at that point. But he was able to come with me. And then shortly after, his father and I separated, and then the pandemic occurred. So that pushed us home. So I was like, oh, I was able to work remote. So I was in heaven because I had put him in a preschool very briefly, like I think he was only there maybe 2 or 3 months. And then the pandemic hit and he was miserable every day. Like every day I would drop him off. He was crying. When I came back, I swore he still was crying. I'm like, were you crying all day? Like, Lord, but
sponsor.
Oh my goodness. I was like, sir, seriously. But I cherish that we had the opportunity to be home together. And then pretty much from that point on, he had only been he went to a family day home before he went to the childcare centers that he went to. But that's where I saw how he learned. And that's where I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to keep keep doing this. Like, I'm going to get some support. So that's when he went to the homeschool extension program a couple days a week, just to make sure I was crossing the T's and dotting the I's, so to speak. Like once again, more so the pressure of being like, oh, he's in something, so you don't have to get on me about him being homeschooled. Lord knows, like, the majority of my friends, all of my friends, and the majority of family supported it. But I had certain ones that were just like, what do you mean homeschool? What is that? Like, why? And I'm like, did I not have like 6 figures of loans out here that I can't educate everybody else's child, but I can't educate mine? Like, what is going on? Right. So I just had to get to a point where I just did not care.
I thought you were smarter than that.
Like, seriously.
Why would you do that?
And then this is even having spent a stint being a reading specialist in the school system. And based on how I saw he was learning, I just didn't feel like that was going to be a conducive environment for him. I was like, not a traditional setting. Like, if they have like a micro schools, and at the time, I don't think micro schools were as popular as they're becoming. So that to me wasn't an option. It was just like, okay, it's either traditional school or you with me. So we went the homeschool route, and I do not regret it. With all of the struggles and all of the pain points, like just seeing him light up, going different places together, the quality time we get to spend with each other, it's just hands down amazing. I'm like, if I had to take this hit for this part of life, then I'll take that. And then when you get out there and you flourish, and not to mention all these people that are like superstars and all that have been homeschooled as well. I'm like, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna let time tell when it comes to him. But yeah, like I've always wanted to be a mother. Like, outside of a teacher, mother was, right there with it. And so to be intentional and to be present with him and to say, oh, I know my child. Now, oh yeah, no, he did that. Like, right. Like somebody else is telling you things or missing out on milestones. It was painful as a teacher, like being like, oh yeah, especially after I had mine. We're like, oh yeah, they took steps today. Like, that it hurts. Like, I wanted to see that, because those parents don't even want to be at work. They'd rather be with their child. So Indeed. I cherish those things. I really do. And seeing him grow and flourish and be the bright young spirit and soul that he is. So
nice.
Yeah, that's what got us.
I love that you say you know him. Like, I know him.
Yes.
Time together. No, I know him. What you said? What'd he do?
Like I know that sounds about right. Time. Right. Yes. Like, oh no. Yeah, no, I know him. Sometimes he'll be like, Mom, how do you know that? How did you see me? Sir, I know you. Like, I know you. I got mommy eyes. So even if I'm not looking at you, I still see you and what you're doing over there.
Nice.
But, yes.
And when y'all first started, because it was kind of forced on you, how did you find your flow?
Oh my God.
Because that's especially with being in the, coming from the system, or even still being in there, because you were teaching from home at that time. So yes. How did you find you guys flow? And
oh boy. Well, it definitely took some time because we were definitely going through not just the homeschooling piece of it and the transitions within that, just in life in general, because there was divorce occurring at that same time. There was me needing a reset at the same time, because just in the going through divorce, everyone says, it's a death. It's you're grieving that, even though it was a decision where I knew it was best for me to do that. It was like, who am I now? Because the single person before that marriage was, I wasn't a mom. Like, so that version of me was different. So I couldn't just be like, oh, I'm divorced, I'm gonna go back to that Kesha. No, like, there's a whole nother Kesha here now with a whole other person,
a whole nother being. Yes.
And it was like, wow, okay, what do I do? So it was the divorce. It was us. We started to travel. I went my father's from Antigua in the West Indies. So we took a sabbatical there and spent 3 months there because at that time I really wanted my son, to spend time with my dad. My mom had transitioned right before he turned 1. And he did get to spend those first few months of life with her because she did come to help me. But I was just like, I really wanted him to gain that wisdom and that quality time with my dad. And I just felt like it would be good for him too, because it was a male presence that I felt like he needed. And of course they hit it off. So it was also an opportunity for me to learn more about myself and my roots and where it is that I came from. So that self-reflection piece, that self-awareness piece, like it was truly helpful. Then from there was coming back here and, starting to lay the foundation. Like, okay, now we're here. Now we're really, really gonna, be intentional about homeschooling. Because up until that point, it's not that we weren't intentional, but like I said, it was mostly learning through play. It was us traveling different places, reading, talking about different things. So when we got back, it was, okay, let's find our footing. Let's find our tribe. And that's when that's when the Experiential Learning Co-op came into play. So, and then even from there, like I said, it was me unlearning. It was me not putting the same structure around the day as a traditional school, and more so finding the flow of us. Like, okay, are you a morning person? Which he very much is. But I just, again, observation. I was like, okay, I noticed that he's into like the slow mornings, the cuddles with mom. Then he'll kind of go off and do his thing and have like independent play. And I'm like, all right. And then it would be like breakfast. Then like a midday window opens up where he'll come and want to ask me 100 questions. Well, perfect. This is our time to do our activities for the day, our writing, our reading. And then he like is back to being an independent, play later on in the evening. And then right before bed, it's that quality time again, that reading stories and things like that. So that was his flow. So I was like, all right, well, let me go off of that and pay attention to my flow. So while he was doing that, I was able to take that time where he's doing the independent play to take care of myself. So stretching, reading, meditating, praying, eating, if I got up early enough, because like I said, he's the morning person. I'm not a morning or night person anymore. I don't know what I am. I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I'll try to find my groove when I got it. So if it's something where I didn't have no me time all the day, then I'm gonna be a night person. I'm gonna need to lay there and scroll or watch something funny. I shift. So, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna take, because that flow kind of works for me too. Like I'm not ready to jump right into a thing as soon as I wake up. I love our slow mornings. So I'd spend that first part of the day doing what I need to do for me, maybe setting up my work day because I'm a contractor. So I do have flexibility there, which I love. And then we would do our time together. And then when he's back to the independent play, I'm usually doing work. So it took some time because at first it was me, like I said, feeling like, oh no, we got to do this time of day. And I'm trying to juggle and I'm going against like
at 9:15,
like doing
at 10:13, at 10:72. No.
Exactly. It was, and it was painful. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this. This is not fun. And then he honestly got more fun out of when we would go places. So that's his thing. Where we going today, Mom?
Where are we going?
Because that would be when it was most fun, where it was just most free and could let your hair down and not like, okay, what do I focus on today? But now we're in a space where we still do our slow mornings. We kind of still follow that rhythm. But when it comes to his actual learning taking place, I go off of his interests. So like right now, he is heavily into Monster Jam and Monster Truck. Like, and he's dinosaur, construction, vehicles. Like he's all over. But ever since his birthday, he got to go to his first Monster Jam show. He's been everything Monster Jam. So
nice.
From the spelling words, I'm like, okay, throttle, like, like all the stuff. He'll come running to me, Mom, because he talks about it nonstop all day long. Okay, so I'm holding on to these words. I'm like, He think I'm not listening. I'm like, okay, here's your word list for this week. Like, since we want to talk about monster truck, I want it to be something you're interested in, and and make it where it's not so painful to like sit there and do this. When it comes to math, we're gonna tally up the scores from Lord, who's his one, Max D, and Lord, I'm gonna mess up the name. What's the other one that he's always talking about? I can't even keep up because until his birthday, I didn't know there was two separate things. I didn't know there was Hot Wheels Monster Truck and Monster Jam Monster Truck. So he had schooled me on everything Hot Wheels. And then when the Monster Jam came up, I'm like, oh, these are not the same trucks from the others. He's like, no, Mom. I'm like, okay.
Right? Like what, Mom? Come on.
I'm trying to keep up.
Girls, too much. The girls are into anime right now, and they get a kick out of having me say the anime characters' names because they're like Hamarochi and all this other. I know I said that wrong. And they're reading mangas. I be calling them manga because that's what it looks like. But like they just be messing with me because I'm not up to date on their all things anime life right now. So it happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Just like, teach me. What is it? Just
right. It's so funny because it's like, it's a different way of feeling like I'm aging or something, but not the way that I expected, because we thought like, oh, like our parents was like texting with his phones, with his computers. It's like, no, we good with the phones and computers, but now y'all talking about stuff where I'm like, wait, what is that? What are we doing?
And like, Kenny sweat like because you were born in the 1900s. I forgot. Girl, don't come for me. don't do that. Okay. Look at it. Oh yeah. Was that around when you were a kid? What did y'all do? Like, like they just girl, they're funny.
It is funny. Even so another thing that we did with Curriculum Agents spinning off of the co-op was a curiosity collective, and the session that we just had sensory bins where it had all of these items from like our time, I'm going to say, and beyond. So it was like the old film thing, the telephone that you like picked up that used to be on the base, and they had to go through it, inspect it, and say like, what do you think this is? What was it used for? Which era was it from? And I'm just like, cassette players. I'm like, this is terrible. Like, why is this stuff in here? It's not that.
But it is, Kesha. It is.
It is though. It's like, what in the world?
It's so long ago. It's so wild. It's so wild to know we're here. And like, we are the adults that we never saw. Like, it's so interesting. Like life is so interesting because it's like, how do we get here? And I have to be responsible for people, and I carry out missions and listen to downloads and assignments and everything else. And it's like, yo, I remember when I didn't care about anything. Okay, take me back there when I was about 11. Okay, take me back when I was good. All conscious and aware and intentional. It's all these words that are just mean responsibility. Like all this stuff goes back to responsibility and accountability. And those are big words, okay? Big words, big action words at that. So
yes. Oh my gosh.
But I love because you have created so much and you are still going, because you haven't even talked about Teacher Mom. You haven't even talked about CC Patchwork. Well, boom. Let me roll off some stuff, girl, because I know you. Yes. So you have created so much for parents, and I love that.
Yes. And with Teacher Mom, that was kind of like my personal diary of our experiential, things, or just showing families that learning looks different. Like it doesn't look like one thing. So anytime we would go out and do things and visit places, I would try to do more of taking pictures than videos, because I like to also be present. But like, I'm going to take pictures, and he loves looking back at them. Like, he loves just scrolling through the phone and looking back at the things that we've done together. So that is something that's just from the heart, is with Teacher Mom. But I love it because people are like, oh, ask me questions. Oh my gosh, like, I'm so proud of you. And I love that you're doing that with him. And I'll have people reach out. What can I do with my child at this age? And things like that. So Teacher Mom is my heart. And CC Patchworks has actually also done some shifting and transitioning, because when I first started it, it was from a space of, okay, I want to bring in some extra income. What can I do from home remotely? And I was like, oh, admin was where I was in that space and time in education. So I was like, I can do virtual assisting. So I did that for a number of years. I still actually work with one of my clients, but she's like the only one that I still work with, because she's like, Kesha, I can't do this without you. Like, I need you to keep. She's like, because it's not going to work if you're done. So I do still support her seasonally when events come up. But I'm really into that parent empowerment phase now, where it's like, okay, how can I take this and do a thing where I am sharing my experience with other parents and allowing them to take from that what it is they need, instead of coming from a place of like, oh, I know it all, I did that, blah, blah, blah. No, because none of us know everything. Like I said, nothing looks this identical to this thing. So it's really just like giving parents a space to be heard, to support them on their journeys, really help them and their well-being, so that they can be, what their child needs. Because if they're not in a space of feeling well and healthy and feeling supported, then it's going to make the experience of homeschooling feel like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and send y'all.
Send them on back. Send them on.
Send y'all back. This ain't for me.
This isn't working out for us, okay? This is right. You gotta go. You gotta go. Because I see, but I still gotta heal some more. And that's the thing. Homeschooling, when you talk to homeschool moms, they talk about that aspect a lot. The work you have to do within, as opposed to the child itself. It's like the child is the second part to the homeschool. The first part is me recognizing how much healing I need to do, how much work I need to do. Why is this a trigger? Why does that bother me when she does that? And I know she's going to do it. Like, why is this? And that's when the growth happens. And I tell you about that accountability phase. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And it's more with self than anything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think once we get to that place, that's when it becomes so much more like, oh, okay. Like it just puts us in the position to be able to be successful at it. It's like, because up until then, you're just kind of, your things or your expectations are coming out, the child's resisting that. And it's just like, you're both fighting each other, and it's not fun. It's not flowing. It's forceful, and it should just be something where it's flowing. It's not going to be easy, because just like with water, it's going to get some currents and it's going to be a little turbulent and stormy sometimes, but it still should flow like in the same direction. So if you keep hitting stones and you getting stuck behind it, you ain't flowing, because that water's supposed to go around that stone. So
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's truly about our well-being and our self-awareness, and knowing, like you said, what works for us, what don't work for us, where we feel like we struggle, to where we can get that outside support. Okay, I'm good at this. Like I'm good at teaching this part. And that's why I love the micro school piece of it, because it's like, okay, I'm good at that. So you can go to see Miss Kesha for this. You can go to Miss Janine for that, and just keep it going. So yeah.
Yes. And you know why your voice is so powerful? you're a single mother, and you know that's not the face of homeschool. That's not the the normal demographic. However, like, you know, people, well, you single, like how you gonna do that? How? Because a lot of parents, a lot of homeschooling families go down to one income because of the other, you know, the spouse or whatever working, and like you, like I started homeschooling after dynamics had changed and it was single beagles out here, and it's like, oh well, on top of being single, look, newly single again, I'm gonna go ahead and homeschool y'all too, because why not? Like, we already out here making changes, like why not? And but you're flourishing. Like, you're not, like, you took a like you say, that was agreed. Like, a divorce is a big thing. And you took that energy, though, and you placed it elsewhere, and you created from that energy.
Yes. I took that L, which they say means lesson instead of a loss. And okay, this is what happened. We know not to do that no more. Now let's go. It again is so much about self-awareness and self-awakening, because from that was like, oh, okay, this no longer works for me, like, or this type of situation no longer works for me. And like I said, it's not before mommy single Kesha, it's like, okay, now we got a child single Kesha, so now we have to also consider you and what we want your environment to look like. And it can't take foolishness. So we're gonna, so it just really creates discernment in so many ways. Like, when it comes to his education, when it comes to who's around him, when it comes to just all the things. So it is not easy, but
man, you got one over there, Kesha. I'm telling you, like, you know, you would think that having two would be harder, girl, but they, like, you know, they best friends and whatnot. You got one that's talking to you all day, every day. Mine, they know we got to cut off at a certain time, and so now you got each other. Because what?
It's so funny you say that, because he is so different from me, and it's like it kind of pulls me out of my shell, because I was that one in school where I had my one friend and that's it. Like, they would be like, oh, I don't know if she's mute or not. I'm very up here. So all the talking I'm doing is going on in here. And then for him to come in here and mom, and I know sometimes he can see me going like, what? What are you talking about? Okay. I'm like, whoa, man, he is so outgoing and he is so expressive. I swear he's like all of the things that I do hold in, like had hold in, he came out. And it's like, he's the ball of the emotions, the repressed mode, because anything he feels is to the max. So if he's happy, he's skipping and jumping around here. And it's like, oh my goodness. And then when he is mad, that whole West Indian temper come all up out him. I'm like, sir. Okay,
I'm gonna need you to simmer down. I'm gonna need you to simmer down. Yes, let's talk about it.
But even that part, it's like not letting his emotions change minds and being that person to be like, okay, you know, I'm glad you're comfortable, that you are able to just let it all out, but also giving him the tools to be like, okay, you know, go ahead and take your time and space is what we call it. Because even when mommy gets with
nice.
You have your time and space, mom. Yes, I did, and I'm still not.
Yes, look, I'm still
I'm still not ready yet. But
can we reconvene
get over stuff quicker?
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, he has the language, and that's what I'm like big on. I'm really intentional when it comes to him, especially with him being a boy. I'm like, there's no brokenness over here. We're going to give you the tools, the therapy, the tribe, all the things to make sure. I mean, I can't prevent all of the traumas and all of the wounding that he may experience, but what you will have is them tools, so you can go take it.
Yes, to work through it.
Yes.
Because they are already using trauma words that we just started using a couple years ago. These 9 and 12-year-old, 10, they're using these already. They're talking about trauma and scars and like, what? Like, this is wild. I just started processing this stuff. What do you mean? Like, I'm damn near 40 before I started talking about my feelings and childhood traumas. Y'all are still children and talking about childhood trauma. This is wild. But it's cycles, like breaking them and making it a space that they are comfortable to express those traumas. Because we ain't talking about them traumas because, that generation is different. I try not to talk about them boomers. I really do. Because, they be beefing with me sometimes. But they different. Them boomers are different. They are a get over it generation. Like, what? Get over it. Like, I got over it. Did you? Did you really? Because I don't think you did. But we ain't gonna go there. You already touched on it a little bit. How do you self-care? Because you talked about the stretch and the meditation, being intentional about taking your time and your space. How do we make sure that Kesha, with all these ventures that she got going on, because she got a lot, okay? How we make sure that you stay flourished and nurtured and supported?
I am big on journaling. I think even when I was younger, and that's kind of even tapping into like my childhood, so to speak, like keeping that sacred part, was having a diary. So journaling, just writing down how I feel or answering different questions. I'll like watch and listen to different podcasts and like, oh my God, that's a good question. Let me ask myself this. And I'll write it down and flesh it out. I love doing things like coloring, things that, like I said, tie me into that youthful space, like things that I enjoyed doing when I was younger. So I love doing crossword puzzles. I love coloring. I love board games. I love writing. Music definitely is a booster for me. Like if I feel my energy is just not what it is, I will put on music and it really does help me. I'm not as good at working out regularly and my back started to back because of it. So I started listening to my body because I do work remote. So I'm always like sitting, I have my little bounce ball. But another thing that I like to do with my son is we'll go for walks. And I just noticed that 45-minute walk every day. And my back was just like, better. So It's just doing some type of movement, stretching, even if it's just silly dancing to whatever I'm listening to. But that walk really has been a great help. And just allowing myself to feel how I feel. I know every day is not going to be where I'm like, oh yes, let's do this, Kayla. No, it's some days I'm just going to be like, I'm not, and being honest with him, like,
yes.
I'm okay. And, I love that we have those check-ins, like I said, in the mornings where he'll be like, his first question, Mom, what'd you dream about? Did you sleep good? And because he knows I'm a dreamer too. And I'll tell like my mom who's transitioned, my grandmother transitioned. I'm like, I don't do the moving of the things and all that. But if y'all want to talk to me, y'all come to my dreams. Like, y'all talk to me there. That's it. Kesha too scary for that other stuff. But y'all
boundaries. Okay. I'm just saying.
And they do. They frequent there. So I'll try my best to remember the dreams and to write them down, or even just like talk to him about them, because he'll be like, "Oh, what'd you dream about?" And he'll tell me what he dreamt about, which is usually Monster Jam. So he says, and I'm like, okay, but that time out, walking. I think just being out in the world and nature and just changing my, my environment is helpful. That music, that writing. And then honestly, I've always been the kind of person that just enjoyed time with myself, like by myself. I'm the oldest of 4, so it's not even like I'm like an old child, but I also, because I'm the oldest of 4, appreciate that time and space, like you said. So, but it does. I'm very much an empath, so I'm always absorbing other people's energies, and not even just absorbing, but like if I sense their energy is low, I'll try to supersede it so they can feel better, but then it drains me. So then I'm like,
Yes,
to recharge, I need time by myself so I can hear my own thoughts and feel my own feelings. So throughout time, I've realized that those are the things that best support my well-being and my wellness. I have my go-to list where it's like, okay, you feeling the way, girl? Cut that music on. You feeling the way? Up, go, your back starting to back. No, go for that walk. Like, we're gonna listen. We're gonna listen to the body and do what it's because it gives you the signs. It gives you the pay attention to this, or so internal and external. So. Yeah,
I love that. I was a plentiful list too. I love that. I just asked that question yesterday to somebody. It was like, self-care. I'm still working on it. And I'm look, no shade to anybody who's still working on it, but just understand that it is a priority, not an option. Yes. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. It's no way around it. Because if you don't listen to your body's gonna make it by shutting down on you, and you be laid up, and then you can't do nothing. Then you like, oh shucks, I should do it. Okay, but yeah, I'm just saying.
I told you
one more for you, Kesha. Girl, my back say like, so that's why I can't sit still and I be sitting over here in this hard bitch. It's like, hey, every time I come over here, I'm like, dang, I should have brought a pillow. But I even drive with a pillow. Like, I got my little old lady pillow that I got to drive with because I had a motorcycle accident when I was like 21, I think, and my back been messed up ever since, honey. So yeah, it's like, I need support. One more for you, Kesha. Before I let you go, what's 3 things you want to leave our listeners with? They didn't hear anything else on this beautiful conversation. What's 3 things that you would want them to take away?
Let's say observation is key, whether it's self-observation or observation of your child, that the seasons of life of homeschooling are going to shift and change. Just be mindful of what season you're in and adjust accordingly. And that, something that stuck with me just today, that it came to me today. Life is a journey and homeschooling is life. So like literally, like it's a lifestyle. So if life is a journey, know that homeschooling is a journey too, because homeschool is life. And yes, that part.
Yes, ma'am. That part. Yes. Thank you. And I will definitely have all of your many, many links available in the description to all that you are doing and working on and flourishing and empowering parents through. I think this conversation is prime example of, if it's not there, then you are the one to create it. If it's not something that you see or have around you, it's because it's in you. It's in you. So create it, because you never know what it will blossom into. Plant those seeds, plant them. This is the time. This is the time. So thank you, Kesha. Look forward to seeing you in VA. Yes. Parents. Homeschool your kids.